Hello. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. We're getting towards the end of Shocktober. This is our last week of shocks and horrors and terrors and things that go bump in the night. I'm a little excited, a little sad, but I'm hopeful for the game that we have in store today. My understanding, at least, is this is a visual novel style retelling of an HP Lovecraft story by the same name, called The Whisperer in Darkness. In this Lovecraftian visual novel play as Alex N. Wilmarth, skeptic and professor at Miskatonic University, to unravel the hideous secrets centered at the secluded farm in the hills of Vermont, coming ever closer to mortal peril. I don't think it's like a verbatim retelling of the story. It does say based on the story, so there could be like little bits that have changed, probably for language reasons, because unfortunately HP Lovecraft has some very dated terms and views. So hopefully those have been modified a little bit to fit more modern times. This also seems to be super indie, under the radar, even though this came out almost 10 years ago. So let's see, let's get into it. Let's pop in here. The devs do say that this is a very short game, that it does take less than an hour. So we'll see how that goes. And like I said before, that if this is a really short game, then we will attempt to finish Limbo and call it done with. So we'll see. Options. Let me, because I do hear some whispers amongst the darkness. Okay. Everything seems fine for the moment. So we're just gonna go for it. Whoa. Chapter 1. Headphones highly recommended. To play the story, press any key or left click. To pause anytime, hit escape or right click. Excuse me. I do have water. I do have a blueberry lemon Pop-Tart next to me. This has been the only thing I've eaten today. Oops. But it is quite dry. Chapter 1. Journal of Alex N. Wilmarth. Miss Eakley, to begin with, I must apologize most profoundly for my failure in the end. Though there remains nothing in my power that could help you, I still write to console you of your loss, and to caution you, after the last wishes of your father. Sorry. You may choose not to believe my story, although a comprehensive record of my correspondence with Henry Ackley is preserved in the storage drive I sent you along with my first rush letter. The police found no more evidence to corroborate my final report than the bullet holes in the Ackley farmhouse. Nothing remained to suggest that anyone had ever been there other than the missing Ackley himself. You might think it was simply a nightmare that led me to flee the farmhouse that night, recklessly driving a stolen Ford through the wild hills of Vermont. This art style looks so trippy. Like, I feel like this is what it looks like in a dream. Like, this is dream world, this isn't real. I can only testify as to the vividness of the things I saw and heard, and relate in utmost detail the things that occurred in the farmhouse. Credulous of my tale or not, I must beg you to abandon any foolish notion of returning to those god-forsaken hills. I write to you here, on paper, because I have no faith in the safe transmission of any sensitive digital communication. Although I am part to blame for your father's dreadful fate, I ask also that you do not attempt further contact with me. I am now to quit my entanglement in all this, and to live the remainder of my life in the fragile peace of hiding. The matter came to my attention several weeks ago because of the recent flash floods in Vermont. An eccentric poor woman camping in Townsend State Forest reported strange bodies washed up one morning on the shore of the West River above Newfane. Among other rumors, this testimony sparked a surge of theories, myths, and legends began to resurface from decades past. Some of the more seemingly well-researched claims actually found print, sparking popular discussion and debate. The Rutland Herald. Also Davenport, bizarre tales of, quote, elder race may carry some truth. Vermont folklore for centuries has hinted at the existence of a hidden race of monstrous beings somewhere among its most remote hills. Talk of these creatures has since resurfaced after evidence of their presence was reported by Vermont locals venturing deeper than usual in the mountains. They claim to have seen prints in mud, each report describing the very same claw-like outline belonging to no known animal inhabitant of Vermont wilderness. Curiously arranged stone circles where the grass was worn away, as if the site of some druidic ritual. Cave mouths closed by boulders in seemingly deliberate fashion. Even large, dim figures taking flight under moonless skies. These claims might easily be dismissed as lunatic fantasy, were the stray accounts not to fall in such perfect agreement with one another. With these reports coinciding with claims of alien bodies found on the riverbeds, it can hardly be denied that something strange is at work in the hills of Vermont. Most surprising about these stories is their apparent connection with largely forgotten mythology. Both point to creatures taking the shape of a huge crab with too many legs and great bat-like wings. Could these reports be describing the, quote, old ones of legend? As academic and folklorist, I was already well aware of the legends, and my opinions on the subject became increasingly sought after by my students. Ooh. For my studies, I devised that Davenport's connection between recent events and, quote, largely forgotten mythology was entirely fraudulent. Though more recent folk tales of New Hampshire overflowed with reference of the Migo, or winged ones. Said to come from the sky, they had mines in certain earthly hills, where they gathered a kind of stone unique to Earth and flew back to their own stars. They were mostly content to leave humans alone, but sometimes people disappeared among their hills. Their hills, in the deep woods of the highest peaks and the dark valleys where streams trickle from unknown sources. Their hills where animals once dwelled and now silent, for all intelligent life had either fled or vanished. Their hills where, in the dead of night, sometimes strange buzzing noises could be heard in conversation, seemingly imitating, human speech. None of it was to be believed, of course. Chapter 2. Eventually I decided to take my expertise in rational skepticism to the papers to see if I could quell the nonsense once and for all. I wish I never had. The Reformer. Alex Wilmarth, Facts Against the Migo Legend. Lately, particular public attention has been given to tales of strange events surrounding the hills of Vermont. As an assistant professor of the renowned Miskatonic University and a scholar of folklore, I intend to inform you of the purely irrational origin of these stories and to dispel fully the irrational fear of these hills. The common name now applied to the aliens supposedly lurking in the Vermont is, quote, the Old Ones. Claimed sightings of such otherworldly beings are not, in fact, a recent phenomenon to this region. Early Puritans feared beasts of the devil they glimpsed through the thick woods at night. And now we know this fear as a mere function of societal ostracism, whereby Orthodox leaders eliminated dissent from their more subversive opponents, calling certain people devil worshippers and expelling them from their committees. Yet more troubling, strange writings of elaborate hoax from as late as the 1930s paint similar invading creatures as heralding the end of human civilization. A hate-fueled metaphor for white Americans' fear of growing immigrant populations. These weird tales, mistakenly believed by a startling number of impressionable readers, embrace a subtle undercurrent of racial supremacy, which perseveres to this day. Comparison between the old myths and the recent tales reveals undeniably the close similarity between the two. The only rational conclusion is that the recent hysteria is a mere outgrowth of historically entrenched oppression and racism, to which there is not a grain of truth. Igley's first message came in an email one morning. Oh. Okay. Email from hwweekly@zmail.com. Professor Wilmarth, I've read your summaries of Vermont folklore and a performer and was impressed by the depth of your research. As a student of anthropology and folklore similar to yourself, it is easy to see why you chose to dismiss these supernatural tales. Many scientists would connect them with silly legends and think no more of it, as I myself was originally inclined to do. Unfortunately, for the reasons I will explain, I'm afraid your opponents, ignorant as they are, may be closer to the truth. I have lived my entire life in the midst of the dreaded hills and forests. Following the latest reports, I explored deeper into the uninhabited hills and valleys, expecting to confirm their falsehood. I have come to regret my curiosity, for I now have certain unsettling evidence to the opposite effect. Indeed, as a man of science, I must now acknowledge that something strange is happening here. I do not intend, in writing to you, to spark any argument. My real wish is that you will hush the matter to the best of your ability. Nothing good may come of further drawing the public's attention to this place. Please share this message with no one. If you wish to see the evidence I have collected, I will send it to you as soon as I can. I have taken several photographs of things I discovered in the woods. Yours, Henry Akeley. My reply was short, no more than a paragraph. I requested he send me his, quote, evidence from a kind of humorous curiosity. I would certainly be interested in seeing your photographs. Rest assured, I do not intend to further involve myself in any public debate over the matter. He sent the photos the next day. One night, while I wandered in the woods, I heard the sound of a distant rural ritual chanting. Distant ritual chanting. I followed the noise close enough to realize it would be foolish to come any closer to it. I set out the next morning to return to that spot where I found this stone circle. I don't know what to make of it. This is one of the prints you can make out around the circle in the other photo. Oh, I wish I could go back. You might suspect this mark to be a fake, created by some jokester to stroke my growing unease. But remember that from the many years I've lived here, my intuition for the traces left by natural wildlife is quite refined. I'm confident this print is neither artificial nor belonging to any native animal. At the same spot, I found this strange black stone. I've been working to decipher the hieroglyphs for almost a week. Despite my anthropological background, I cannot identify their language as any human tongue. Last photo was Akeley himself, standing alone in front of the farmhouse. After viewing the pictures one by one alongside Akeley's measured contemplation, I couldn't help but begin to entertain the notion that something truly unusual was taking place near the Akeley farmhouse. Though nothing so supernaturally as he seemed to imply, still I never wrote to the papers again. Slowly the debates died off. Chapter 3. Something in the way Akeley presented his discoveries, and theories thereof, prompted me to continue our discussion despite my initial doubt. Despite my measured trust for him, I contacted his old professors to verify that he was indeed the mature scholar he claimed, thus dispelling my suspicion of his messages as part of his elaborate farce. This, and the clear rationality which characterized his early correspondence, prevented me from discounting his experiences. In addition to the black stone, Akeley had one more tangible piece of evidence. He actually managed to record a minute or two of what he had described as ritual chanting, which he heard one night in the woods. He sent me the audio file at my eager persuasion. You may have heard it yourself, if you've yet delved into the accursed hard drive containing every communication which ever passed between us. Upon my first listening, my heart was struck cold, and I began to truly believe the wilder claims Akeley put forth. His careful distance from the speakers was evident in the way their voices carried through the trees, no louder than whispers. Happy stream go mad? We might be. Da, da, da. Still, I will never forget the few words I could hear above all the rest. Hi, Mark. Welcome in. Interesting. Interesting little whispers amongst the trees, the forest. Next was the matter of the black stone. Akeley claimed to have found it in the woods on Round Hill, its unknown hieroglyphs clearly worn away, perhaps from centuries of age or even millennia. He soon began to display a certain paranoia over the stone's discovery. Once he took it home, he claimed that, quote, everything changed, that he might be killed or taken should they decide his curiosity had overreached. After puzzling over the stone's symbols for weeks, Akeley believed that he was on the cusp of unraveling its secrets. We agreed that if he could send it to me safely, I might be able to find the last crucial piece needed to translate the glyphs. I managed to convince him to drive into Townsend and ship the stone from there. Its estimated date of arrival came and went, and to my dismay, I received no delivery. Distraught, Akeley concluded that the stone must have been intercepted, and now they must be watching him more closely than ever, he realized. I reassured him that it must simply have been an accident, and promptly conducted my own investigation into the status of the delivery. Package does not exist. The results were unhelpful. Despite my half-hearted encouragements, Akeley soon abandoned hope that the stone would ever be recovered. Chapter 4. At this point, Akeley's emails began to arrive with greater frequency and describing still more startling events at the farmhouse. The unknown things have begun to close in on me with a frightening new degree of determination. I suspect they mean to kill me because of our correspondence, and because I've learned too much. I never should have sent you that recording, or the black stone. They may now be watching you as well. Be vigilant. I have long known they kept human allies to act as agents and spies. You yourself heard the human voices in my recording that night. Now I believe they have identified one of their human agents, Walter Brown, a surly farmer who lives alone on a random hillside placed near the deep woods. I have heard his voice in terrible conversations in the woods. I have also seen claw prints near his house. I have never encountered a hint of their presence on nights when the moon is full and bright, for these creatures shun the light. The nocturnal barking of my dogs has grown hideous on moonless nights. Yesterday, on my way to the village by car, I was stopped by a tree trunk laid in my path at a deep patch of the woods. Luckily, I had two of my great dogs with me, whose savage barking warned me of the things which I must have been lurking near. I never leave home without my dogs now. Who knows what would have happened if I had been alone. The next email came in the evening, and I judged it was written in a hurry. Frightful happenings last night. Bullets flying outside the farmhouse while my dogs ran frenzied from the barn to find the source of the noise. A few quickly returned to shelter while the rest went chasing after the threat. Oh. I found 3 of those 12 dogs dead this morning. Oh. God, that's gruesome. That's horrible. Myriads of claw prints in the road, human prints also, probably Walter Brown's. Wire went dead as I phoned Brattleboro for more dogs. Later went by car, brought 4 new guard dogs, and several cases of rifle ammo. Oh wow. Phone company found the cable cleanly cut at a point where it crossed the deserted hills north of Newfane. This is terribly frightening news. Surely you must inform the authorities. Maybe if I can get them to believe your story, they could be of help. I know you've wanted You warned me to stay away, but maybe I could visit to help you explain your situation to the police. My corroboration might lend credence to your situation. To your situation. Despite all our evidence, the police will never believe any of this. And if they did, a good armed force would wipe out the mining colony these beings have created. That is what the Migo are afraid of. But more would return from their planet, and though their armies have never bothered to conquer Earth, it is only because they have not needed to. I appreciate the offer, but there's nothing you can do. It would only hurt both of us. Are you sure? Still, you could flee elsewhere. Do you have any family or a place you could stay in the meantime? You may be better off leaving Vermont entirely, I'm afraid. I was bewildered by your last message until I checked the history of our conversation. I never sent the last email you received, nor did I ever receive your previous offers of help. Things are much worse than we thought, if they've successfully altered our communications. I've changed my password, and you should do the same. I have a daughter in California. I'm arranging to go live with her, but I've lived in this house my entire life. Maybe if I can prove to the aliens that I mean them no harm, and will explore no further, the situation will improve. This is certainly a distressing development. I changed my password and found no evidence of tampering with my emails. Let me know if you have anything. Let me know if anything else happens. I will help you in any way that I can. The next 3 messages came in quick succession, each arriving the morning after the last. Bad news. Last night was thickly clouded. Though no rain and not a bit of moonlight got through. Things were pretty bad, and I think the end is getting near, in spite of our hopes. After midnight, they started to arrive. One of the winged things must have flown to the roof, for I heard a terrible scratching from above as it landed, and a thump on one of the dogs roll across there. Oh my god. And a thump as one of the dogs rolled across there, nearly falling off the edge. I think it caught the monster by its leg as it took flight. There's a terrible fight up there, punctuated by a frightful buzzing. A death shriek? Then there came a putrid smell. Right then, bullets shattered the windows and nearly grazed me. I put out the light and fired out of the windows, breaking all around the house with rifle fire, aimed high enough to miss the dogs. Everything died down after that, but what I found in the morning was terrible. Pools of blood were left in the yard, beside pools of a green, sticky substance that smelled positively foul. I climbed on the roof and found more of the sticky stuff there. I still don't know what was up there. 5 of the dogs were killed. One of them was shot in the back. I'm afraid I hit it by aiming too low. Now I'm replacing the panes the shots broke, and am off to Battleboro for more dogs. Surely the volunteers at the kennels think I've become unhinged. I think I'll be ready to move in a week or 2, but it kills me to think of it. Second email. Clouds didn't break, so no moon again. It's waning anyway. I put it in a damn searchlight. If they didn't know, they'd just cut the cables as fast as they could be repaired again. I must be losing my mind. They talked to me last night, and their cursed buzzing noises. I cannot repeat the hideous things they told me over the barking of the dogs. Stay out of this, Wilmarth. It is worse than we ever suspected. They don't mean to let me leave Vermont. They wish to take me alive, away, outside the galaxy. I told them I wouldn't go where they wish, or in the terrible way they wish to take me. But I fear it will be no use. 6 more dogs killed, and I felt presences all along the wood parts of the road when I drove to Brattleboro today. It is horrible. The last email instilled in my chest a frigid hopelessness so fraught with anxiety that I could not respond. No use in discussing anything anymore. I am fully resigned. I have only enough willpower left to fight them off. Can't escape, even if I were willing to leave everything and run. They'll get me. I had a letter from them yesterday, posted on my front door. Walter Brown must have left it. The creatures couldn't have gotten so close with the dogs about. It tells me what they want to do with me. I shudder to imagine it. Still cloudy nights, the moon waning. I wish I dared to get help, but no one will believe me, and I'm too far out of touch. I have been for years. The worst part is, I have seen and touched one of the things. God, it was awful. Dead, of course. One of the dogs had it. I found it near the barn this morning. Ooh. I tried to take a photo of the areas of the Migo's skin. It seemed to have reflected the light from my camera so strongly that my image revealed only darkness, penetrated by a sinister constellation of stars and streaming lights. Just as I took my first photo, the body began to disintegrate so rapidly that the only photo I could take thereafter showed nothing but the dirt, and an abundance of the same green fluid I'd seen before. You know, those things in the rivers were only ever seen on the first morning after the flood, and explorers who saw figures in the woods always claimed it was difficult or impossible to take good pictures of them. It all makes sense now, how these things have stayed secret so long. This may be goodbye. If it is, please write my daughter, Grace Goodenough Ackley? Is that really her middle name? Is good enough? That's horrible. I fear to write her address here, lest they find her too. I sent a letter containing her information. I pray to God it does not meet the same fate as the Black Stone. Write the girl if you don't hear from me in a week, and watch the papers for news. But don't come up here. I'm going to play my last two cards now, if I have the courage to. First, I will try to poison gas on the things. I've got the chemicals, and I've made masks for myself and the dogs. If that doesn't work, I will call the police. They may put me in a mental ward, but it will be better than what the other creatures will do. I wish I hadn't met such a hermit. I wish I hadn't become such a hermit. Folks don't drop around as they used to. Write my daughter if you don't hear soon. Don't mix up in this. That's an extremely rude name to give to a kid. Good enough is a crazy middle name. Whoa. Don't mix up in this. 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 Chapter 5. 2 days after reading Igley's frantic email, I received another one, which was altogether shocking in its reversal of the sentiments which had characterized each of Igley's past communications. Wilmarth, I must confess that I was entirely mistaken in my silly estimation of the Migo as our enemies. So much has changed in the last 2 days. We were correct in our speculations of the creature's existence and identity, but in believing they were malicious, we could not have been further from the truth. I already told you that the aliens had attempted to communicate with me. Last night I finally listened to what they had to say, and allowed a human messenger of theirs to enter my home and explain their true intentions. Everything humans have ever conjured of these things, from my own previous theories to the old cycles of folklore, has been far off of the mark. Our cultural and psychological constraints make us humans simply unable to grasp the full force of their thought process unaided. What I thought was morbid and evil is in reality fantastic, mind-expanding, and even glorious, bringing me to a spiritual sensation which previously we might have mocked like any naked delusion of human religious faith. It is simply the human tendency, a silly evolutionary feature having yet to be discarded, to shun the new and the different. Now I regret harming them so needlessly with my rifle fire. If only I had listened to them from the beginning, instead of initiating violence. But thankfully they bear me with no grudge over their fallen. They feel no such emotions as spite, malice, or revenge. This dude's either dead, and Amigo wrote this, or he got mind controlled. I'm feeling for the latter, maybe. In fact, the Migo have never willfully harmed any peaceful human. As I have learned, they are actually unjustly targeted by a cruel cult of humans who hunt and kill them on behalf of monstrous powers from other dimensions. It was these, the true villains, who stole the Black Stone and interfered with our communication in order to foment our fear of the Migo. Were we to have revealed their colony to this cult or to other humans, the outcome would have been catastrophic. It was only knowing the damage this cult might have caused that the Migo chose to sacrifice themselves and regrettably those of my dogs, which were killed, in order to achieve communication with me and avoid a greater harm to humanity and to Earth at large. In reality, the Migo want closer intellectual ties with humanity. They have so much to teach us and to learn from us. To this end, they have chosen me, to become their primary human interpreter. You may think me mad, but I wish to share with you the magnitude of the opportunity with which I am presented. I have already learned much of the Migo race and their alien culture. They communicate telepathically with one another, but through a routine surgery, they are able to synthesize human speech such as you have heard. And they have mastered the discipline of surgery. Their science is far more advanced than ours, Wilmarth. They've answered many of my confusions concerning their anatomical composition. Their bodies are composed of a fungoid material not found on Earth, and their command of nanotechnology, still unknown to our race, allows them to shield themselves from most techniques of human photography, and to destroy their own bodies at a whim should the risk of capture arise. I have mentioned that these beings communicate with one another through a form of telepathy. Yet this crude supernatural delegation does no justice to their ingenious method of conversation. They confer amongst themselves through the transmission of targeted electromagnetic waves human science would refer to as, quote, ultraviolet light. Okay. The alien sense organs must perceive in these telepathic waves immeasurably precise variance in frequency which, to the alien mind, conveys conceptual information in such complex syntax as to express ideas, feelings, and concepts far beyond the scope of human imagination. It does not suffice to refer to it as merely a language. It is for this reason that the creatures loathe sunlight, which to their senses is an overwhelming crash of static, making speech impossible. It is unbelievable, everything I have learned from them. There is so much more to tell, but it cannot be written in its entirety. You must come visit me as soon as possible, so we may discuss these incredible things in person. Okay. He told us don't come here. My house is no longer besieged. I have no more need of the dogs. It is entirely safe here now, and I take pleasure in rescinding my earlier warnings and extending to you my earnest invitation. I wish so badly to share this joy of discovery with you. You need not tell anyone about this. These matters are far too important to share with prying ears. Bring your laptop and the history of our communications as much as you still have. We will need all of it to retrace our steps and put right the many misconceptions we formed regarding my new acquaintances. You can take the train to Battleboro. I will meet you at the station whenever you find convenient. We can drive back to the farmhouse together. Prepare yourself to stay as long as possible and for long nights of enlightening conversation. P.S. They have given me an incredible new device, which you will be amazed to see. I was at first consumed with suspicion, convinced this message had not in fact been written by Henry Akeley, who had never been so careless with his capitalization as this message demonstrated. I did notice that. I thought that was weird. Were the implications of my conclusion not so horrific, I might have laughed at the obviousness of the ruse. Yet many questions remain unanswered. Did the fantastically intelligent Migo expect me to believe such a trick? And if they did, why would they expose such details of our own anatomical composition and technology? Furthermore, Akeley had mentioned they meant to capture him alive. Reading and rereading the text, I came to feel a glimmer of hope that my friend still survived. Suddenly I noticed a pattern in what appears to be the mistakes in Akeley's typing. Days our night off their thought, reality unjustly stole their primary light, expressed as static entirely house ears long. Yes. Putting the mistakes together, it was as if he were saying, "Do not trust, please help." Chapter 6. Do not trust, please help. I began to tremble with horror at the realization that Akeley must have hidden this message against the will of his alien captors. Once I recovered my wits to the furthest extent possible under such emotional strain, I knew I should alert one more soul, at least, to my plans. Realizing no others could reliably believe my story, I retrieved Akeley's envelope containing your address, and sent you my first rushed letter to his daughter in Pasadena. With it, I sent the spare storage drive containing the entirety of Akeley's and my correspondence to that point. Hopefully, you received it intact and have thoroughly inspected its contents. All other precautions taken care of, I replied to him that afternoon and began to make my travel arrangements. I set out 3 days later, taking my laptop and a suitcase of simple necessities. I told no one else of my departure. When I disembarked the train in Vermont, I was finally struck with the great distance I had traveled from home. Coming out to the street, I scanned the line of cars, looking for Akeley Ford, but before I could pick it out, I was approached by a stranger. Whoa. Alex Wilmarth? Sorry for any confusion. I'm Walter Brown. I've come to take you back to the farm. Inwardly, I reeled in shock, first at the disfigurement of the man's skin, then at learning his identity. Henry suffered a sudden asthma attack and couldn't make the trip. My thoughts fled back to Akeley's newest message, to the mention of ultraviolet waves and telepathic communications. It isn't serious, and your visit should proceed just as planned. We'll set off as soon as you're ready. Open-mouthed and silent, I entered the car by which he stood. Brown could not have helped but sense my apprehension. We drove in silence. Finally, you can see the barn down there. I'll go in ahead of you, so as to let Henry know you're here. Don't take my demeanor or his illness as any predictor of his hospitality. He's been very eager to meet you face to face. When we arrived at the farmhouse, I immediately exited the vehicle to stretch my legs after the long ride. Is this slowly like zooming in? I can't tell. Brown left the car running and went inside while I stood and surveyed the surroundings, breathing in the fresh air. One point of calming normalcy despite everything else. He soon emerged, but only to return to his vehicle. He said his goodbyes to me through the open window. You think it is zooming in? Like, it feels like it's ever so slowly zooming in, but I'm looking at OBS and it doesn't look like it's moving at all, but I look at my screen and it looks like it's just so slowly going in. Sorry I can't stay longer. I have important business elsewhere. Henry's waiting for you, but he's in bad shape today. His voice is gone, and when he has his attacks, he stays confined to a study with The light's out. Hmm. You can go right inside. It's the room on the right of the front hall. With that, he drove off to the north. I hadn't come far when my eye was caught by another footprint on the path, seemingly fresh and far deeper than the imprints left by my own feet. It looked utterly alien, yet unnervingly familiar from Akeley's earlier photo. Those claws. When I reached the entrance, I noted a more subtle source of the pervasive unease which overwhelmed me. Since I arrived, I had heard not a single sound, save for my own footsteps by the humming of Walter Brown's car. I knew Akeley's dogs would be gone, but there was no livestock or wildlife. It was as if every living creature had vanished from the region. Somehow, I pressed on. Chapter 7. The Migos are fucking with her eyes. I overcame my misgivings and entered the farmhouse. I found the door to which Brown had directed me and took a breath before pushing it open. Do you like the Shining reference for the carpet right here? The room seemed to emanate a bizarre odor, and I perceived a faint sense of vibration coming from within. Akeley sat in a great armchair at the back of the room. He seemed even sicker than I had expected. His pale face held a strained, rigid expression. Yeah, got a good old picture of our beloved author in there. He greeted me in a faint whisper. Professor Wilmarth, how marvelous to meet you for the first time in person. I'm very ill, and I fear less than able host. I'm sure I'll feel better tomorrow, but for now I am helplessly weak. I searched Akeley's face for any hint of acknowledgement towards his hidden plea for help. He gave none, merely continuing with his welcome as if he had sent no such thing. I've set out your dinner in the dining room across the hall from here. Your bedroom is upstairs just above this one. Make yourself at home and eat whenever you want. I want to leave your laptop in here where we will be discussing our emails before you take your bags upstairs. Come back here for a little quiet visiting before the night. Go to bed when you please. I'll rest here, perhaps sleep here all night, as I often do. I hope you realize the stupendous nature of the opportunity we face. The gulfs in time, space, and knowledge beyond imagination will soon be open to us. They have promised to take me to their home planet. Human astronomers have yet to discover you, for the Migos have exercised their influence to delay them from doing so. When the time comes, they deserve us to know of it. Human followers within scientific circles will convey the necessary hints in the right places until the last find their great dark orb. There are magnificent cities on Yukon, with towers built of black stone like the kind I tried to send to you. To visit Yukon would drive any weak-minded person mad, but I am going there. You could too, Wilmarth. I was caught off guard by Akeley's eagerness in discussing such dark cosmic infinities. Had he truly been convinced of the things he now told me? No, I decided. His mind had been violated, treacherously conditioned to believe them. I abandoned hope that he would put forward any plans for escape. That much would fall to me. For now, I could only follow along and scope the place out, so I left my laptop in a study and went to eat my dinner. Then I moved my suitcase upstairs to my bedroom. The whole time, I couldn't help but think of Akeley, sitting motionless in his study. Trying the first door in the upper hall, I found it locked. This must have been Akeley's bedroom, but what was hidden inside? Something in that whisper, I have to admit, filled me with dislike for the sickly man. I was ashamed to feel this way, but I just wished he wouldn't speak such praises of Yugoth and its dark secrets. I soon rejoined him to continue our conversation. "Oh, Marth, it is time I showed you the incredible device the Migo have given me. If you would turn your attention to the table by the door." What is this? Migo discovered a harmless method to extract the brain and preserve it in one of these canisters, made of metal from Yugoth. Meanwhile, the brain's host body lives on elsewhere. They give these disembodied brains sight, hearing, and speech through ingenious machines. They've given me such machine and several brain canisters to experiment with. I also thought it was a microwave. Like, oh, that's a weird looking microwave. I would like you to speak with another human to begin with. Take the canister labeled 6-7 and place it in the machine. Professor Wilmarth, I hope I do not startle you. I am a human just like you. My body now rests safely under vitalizing treatment inside Round Hill, about a mile from here. My brain is in that cylinder, and I see, hear, and speak through this machine. If those human words see and hear suffice to analyze the senses through which I now perceive the world. In a week, I will cross the void as I have many times, and I expect Akeley will accompany me. I hope you will also travel with us. I know you by sight and reputation. I first met the Migo in the Himalayas, and since I became their ally, they have given me experiences few people will ever have. I have been to 37 different planets, Wilmarth, and all this has not harmed me in the least. My brain is virtually immortal in this canister, and my body never ages while I'm outside of it. These visiting beings have methods which make the procedure easy and almost normal. It would be crude to call the operation surgery. The visitors are eager to know ones of knowledge such as yourself, and show them the great abysses of the universe. So I hope you will join us in our adventures. There is nothing to fear, but I will leave the matter up to you. Good night, Professor Wilmarth, and treat our guests well, Mr. Akeley. If you don't mind, I think this will be the end of tonight's conversation. I wish to rest now, but we must continue our discussions in the morning. I was glad to be out of that study with a strange odor and vague suggestions of vibration. Yet I could not escape a hideous sense of dread and peril as I thought of my situation. The wild, lonely region, the black, mysteriously forest slope towering so close behind the house. The footprints in the road, the sick, motionless whisperer in the dark. Oh, title. The hellish cylinders and machines. Above all, the invitations to strange surgery and stranger voyagings. These things sapped my will and almost undermined my physical strength. One thing was certain, I will not spend another night here. I felt nothing now but fear and loathing, and a wish to escape this morbid place. They said the name! She said the title! Let's go! Sleep would be impossible, I knew. I turned out the lights and fell into bed, fully dressed. Not a sound came from below, and I imagined my host sitting there with cadaverous stiffness in the dark. Chapter 8. I can't remember how long my expected lapse into slumber lasted, and cannot prove the events that came next were not purely delusional. You may believe it was all a dream, to the moment when I rushed out of the house, stumbled to the shed where I'd seen the old Ford, and seized the ancient vehicle for a mad race over the haunted hills, arriving at last in the village of Townsend. When my frantic story sent a police unit out to the farmhouse, Akeley was gone without a trace. The dogs and livestock were indeed missing, and there were some curious bullet holes on the exterior of the house and some walls within. There were no metal canisters or machines, no laptop, no odor or vibrations, no footprints in the road, and none of the terrible objects I glimpsed in the very end. I stayed a week in Battleboro after my escape, inquiring among people of every kind who had known Akeley. The results convinced me that the matter is no mere figment of my imagination. Akeley's purchase of dogs, ammunition, and chemicals, even the cutting of his telephone wires, are all matters of record. The Akeley house was now avoided by everyone but the post deliverer and a few brave adventurers. I learned that Round Hill was notoriously haunted, but I could find no one who had closely explored it. Occasional disappearances of natives to the region were well attested, including Walter Brown, since the day I last saw him driving off. When I left Battleboro, I resolved never to go back to Vermont, for I know that loathsome outside influences must be lurking there in the half-unknown hills, and that those influences have spies and emissaries in our world. To keep as far from them as possible is all that I ask of life in the future. Despite my efforts to forget it all, and regain my mental stability, certain questions continue relentlessly to plague my subconscious mind. Was it really your father who wrote that final email, begging me to rescue him? Was there ever a chance of saving his life? In light of everything else, my own escape still unsettles me. Why, in their incomprehensible alien genius, did they allow me to survive my visit to the farm uncaptured? Yet the fear of which I can never rid myself is of the things I watch Akeley tell me about the planet Yugoth, of the artificial progress by which the Migo might lead our scientists to find that extraterrestrial hell. The researchers of Caltech, your own university, have now theorized the existence of a ninth planet in our own solar system. Should be a grave warning to you. I do not believe this planet to be the Yugoth of which I learned through horrible whispers. Current calculations propose it could be of gaseous composition, yet its presence proves that there still may be unknown celestial bodies in our galaxy. I now pay special attention to advances in the field of astronomy. However small, they fill my lungs with dread each time. But I still have to tell the ending of that terrible night in the farmhouse. Hi, Bus. As I said, I finally dropped into the troubled doze, filled with terrible dreams of monstrous landscapes. I awoke to noises in the hall outside my door. Thankfully, the noises quickly ceased, and the footsteps went away. I could swear I also heard quiet, receding laughter. Later, I heard voices from the study below. There seemed to be several speakers engaged in argument. Brought it on myself. Sent the messages in the stone. Seeing and hearing. Damn you. Impersonal force, after all. Fresh, shiny cylinder. Good God. Time we stop small human brain saying harmless peace, couple of weeks, theatrical, no reason, original plan, effects, return soon, round hill, fresh cylinder. Well, alone for now. Heh. Something in the fragmentary discourse chilled me immeasurably, raised the most grotesque and horrible doubts, made me wish I might wake up and prove it all a dream. Uh-oh, get the shotgun. I must talk to Akeley at once, I thought, and convince them to leave with me. They had brainwashed him with their promises of cosmic revelations, but now he must listen to reason. We would escape before it was too late. I was like, where am I? I half tiptoed from my room, gripping my pocket flashlight in my right hand. I dared not disturb the door to Akeley's bedroom, assuming he'd remain downstairs, and that something else might lurk within. I wish to heaven I had quietly left the place before allowing the light to fall on the vacant chair in Akeley's study. Resting on the chair, I saw 3 objects which the investigators did not find when they came later on. I hope devoutly that they were the waxen products of a master artist, despite what my innermost fears tell me. We're going to the study now? Or were we leaving? Oh, okay. I guess we were leaving. Wait, no, this was the study. Great God, that whisper in darkness. With its morbid odor and vibrations. For the things in the chair. Perfect to the last subtle detail of microscopic resemblance or identity. Ooh. Were the face and hands of Henry Wentworth Akeley. I'm sorry. There you go. A very classic HP Lovecraft story and a nice little bite-sized retelling. I'm surprised that this one's so under the radar, because when I was looking it up to put into OBS to say what game we were playing, it has 4 followers, and there's no, like, photo for the game itself. But this was quite nice. This was a really good retelling. I do appreciate the, like, almost dreamy, like, art that's there. The little bit of, like, 8-bit, gameplay was interesting to really like build the tension. I liked it. Good job, Dev. Good job, NQ and Studios. Very good work. They were right. It is only about an hour long, and that was with me like reading everything out loud. Might be shorter if you just read it to yourself, if anything. But that was quite good, honestly. Sorry, I'm eating. I like it. I like it. I'm looking at other games that the developer has made. Okay, okay. There's I don't know what that is. I think another visual novel. Okay, interesting, interesting. I think this was really good. Honestly, a very nice retelling of a classic HP Lovecraft story. As much of a horrible human HP Lovecraft is, damn is he a good writer. That unfortunately cannot be denied. He is an excellent writer with tension and suspension in writing. Definitely using some outdated terms, of course, which can be very much edited or modified. But that was a solid one. Definitely appreciate. All right, we remove that. Well, as I said when we played Limbo last, if we had a short game, that we'll go back to it. Unfortunately, this was only an hour long, so we're going back to Limbo. But, but, you guys have to help me. You promised. You guys have to help me through it. Oh, hell. Time for severing. It's just to get it done with. We're towards the end. We're apparently 5 chapters from finishing the game. I don't give a fuck about the achievements. We're right by the end. We're just gonna get it over with. Where is my... Oh, did I turn that off by accident? Shit, I might have. Okay. This isn't showing again. Right, we had this issue also last time. That's not the thing I wanted. Is it this one? Yes, there we go. There we go. So we're here. whatever the fuck this thing is. I don't know what chapter number you would call this. Let's do a little bit of let's go back to first grade. We learn how to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 35. Out of 39. Surprisingly, a lot of chapters. Not what I expected out of that, honestly. Ugh. Notes to self. The blueberry lemon Pop-Tarts are quite nice. 35 is called magnetized blocks. That does line up to what we're doing. But yeah, the blueberry lemon Pop-Tarts are quite nice. They would be better if A, they were toasted and warmed, and B, they are dry as fuck. Yeah, it's like a blueberry lemon crumble tart, Pop-Tart flavor. I don't actually know what it's called. I find them wild. I don't know, like, I keep seeing them. I don't think they're that weird. I've seen them several times in different stores. You know what the wildest thing I have recently found is? Hold on. Where are these? I threw them back in here haphazardly. I found, or rather Mew found for me, hot honey mezcal flavored cashews. I keep missing all this cool sounding shit. You gotta go through the snack aisles more often. You gotta really browse the snack aisles. Which I'm gonna take a couple of these. They are quite nice. I can only eat a couple at a time because they're very, very sweet. They're not super spicy. There's definitely like a little bit of a burn, I feel, but nothing crazy. I can only eat a couple at a time because it feels too sweet. All right, we're here. We're at the supposed magnetized blocks. What are we supposed to do? We have a machine. We have gravity machine on the left. We have the magnet polarizer thing on the right. We got two big ass metal blocks, or I guess boxes that can be magnetized. I would assume that they have metal in some capacity. Okay. Activate the magnet. There it is. I'm like, what button? Okay. Turn on the anti-gravity and then quickly turn it off. Like that. Oh, to get like one to stick but not the other. That sounded like that worked. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, we want the see, I knew what I wanted to do out of that. Like, I knew the answer to the puzzle. I just didn't know how to get there. This which might be very behind. That's okay. I'm a patient person. I will wait. But yeah, I knew exactly what I wanted. I wanted that box to be up. I wanted this one to be down so that I could jump across it, and I just didn't know how to do that at the time. So we have this. Okay, so we have our other gravity thing. We have a zip line of some sort. Oh. Oh, good. Okay, so I can't grab that from there. The thing that sucks is this doesn't... No, I can't reach that from there. Okay. This doesn't let me move while the gravity is being turned on and off. Yeah, and like that takes far too long to run over. Yeah, like I can't move while the gravity's being flipped. Okay, okay. This would be really funny. That was sincerely the whole chapter. That was the only thing for that chapter. Was just that. Okay. So now we're on this. So I understand what I need to do. It's just I don't know if I can actually do that. This I can't move while the gravity's being adjusted. What happens if I... Okay, cool. Just testing, just curious, just wanted to see what would happen with that. It says you have to reverse gravity, call the trolley, and set it back to normal quickly, and grab the rope. Yeah, well, kinda really fucking hard. Cause, yeah, that ain't happening. That is such, like... I don't know how I'm supposed to do that, actually. That is such a narrow, almost impossible window? Because I can't move when the gravity is being flipped, because if that was the case, I would be able to do that. Even still pretty narrowly. It's bare minimum, I have to be, like, right here. Ugh, so unless, like, I... No. Do I have to, like... Okay, this is just trial and error at this point. Do I have to flip it? Not let it get here all the way? Just, like, let momentum kind of carry it? Not quite. Oh, it was so close! Okay, okay, I think that's kind of it. We don't let it go all the way up here because it'll have the little bit of delay. I think that was too short. No, okay, we're just gonna let that go back. Hold on. I'm gonna get to like there. Ah! No, okay. Okay, so we don't want it to hit the thing. The little stopper bumper thing. Stop about there. Oh, there we go. Got it. Didn't realize there were spikes there. My bad. Okay. Understood. It's about there-ish. Okay, okay. What's my... Not nice. Okay, what's my let go button? I'm not necessarily like holding it. Oh, that might be too close. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Ooh. Okay. Whoa. Oh, is it that rope right underneath the... This is such like a quick... Okay, no? Alright, what am I looking for here? Looks like you can hit the sign. Oh, to change... This changes gravity? Oh, fuck. Ugh. Okay. Got it. Okay. Oh, I hit like the edge. Go, go. Okay, so we're safe here. We're gonna wait for that to like go again. Ah! Okay. That seems to be okay. This is just the kid torture game. Holy shit. It really is. Okay, got a feeling. Oh god. Oh, it's a timer. Why is there a timer? Okay. Got it. Can I, like... No? Okay. I just wanted to confirm that there was truly, like, nothing else for me to get down here. Got it. So wait, why do I need this box? Like, what does this do for me? What? Okay, what does that do for me? I think I understand. I need to get the box up, push it far enough over, jump on the box, jump over the saw. Just before everything, before the timer ends. Oh god, that's such a narrow window. Ah, okay. Also the... Oh god, the controls are reversed. Goodbye. My bad. I tried to hit the button. It didn't quite go. Ooh. Oh my god. Time runs out, you can fall back onto the sign and reset it mid-fall. That's so goofy. No, go up. That's so stupid. Go, 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 go. Momentum. Fuck! Okay. I certainly hit that, but okay. Hit. Help. Okay. Hey, hi, game. Hey. Hey, game. I'm hitting the button. That one, thanks. Oh, hit the thing. So it's basically like right as I'm like on the arrow is how that like registers. Go up. We're gonna do it a third time to really ensure that like the game is tired of my controller. I'm tired of it. Okay, thank you. Ugh. Fuck. Please tell me that. Ugh. It's not. Okay. Okay, so we can get through this part. We just do it a couple times, but that's, you know, that's fine. Okay, we push that there. Push this back. Ugh. Oh, fuck. Oh god. Okay. Don't know what that wants me to do. Oh, God. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to bump you guys, my bad. Oh, I'm breathing. I know I'm almost done. I'm like right at the very end. What in the fuck does this want me to do? Oh. Oh, sorry. Pause. Where am I? Oh yeah, I'm right at the end. Like, we're right there. Yeah, I don't... Does it want me? Oh! Did that still hit me? Oh, you fucking asshole. Okay, we're in the clear. Go, go, go! Oh, okay. Right, I thought- oh god. I thought I cleared that. I'm so glad that I didn't fall down there. Oh god, how am I supposed to run that? Ugh. That, I guess? No? Okay. Ugh. Okay, that saves me here, so that's something, at least. How does it want me to, like, proceed with this? No, because that's too long of a time, and that obviously triggers prior. Oh god. Jesus. Don't know what my strategy was there. I need to jump before the gravity flips. Okay. Like that. And then we get pushed. Like this. Oh god. Oh god. I saw that. This fuck-ass game again. Yup. Sorry. We're finishing it. We're calling it done. We're getting to the last bit of it. Oh, it's like a second too early. Oh my god. Damn it. I'm like a fraction of a second too early. Oh, thank God. Oh, no thank you. Oh. Got it. Okay. Oh. What? What? You want cheese melted on your turkey burgers? Yes, please. This is the final chapter. What the fuck do you want me to do with that? Nope. Okay. This one's nuts. It feels like it. Nope, I'm not making that part two. Yep, okay. Alright. Mark, what's the rundown? Yeah, this is the final chapter. After this, we're clear, we're free, we're done. What's the rundown? You stand on the ceiling when gravity's reversed. Okay. Mm-hmm. Stand on the ceiling when gravity's reversed, then jump up when the gravity is about to normalize. Then hit the sign as you're coming down. is gonna take some trial and error. Ugh. Oh, fuck. Okay, I was not in the spot that I thought this was. This line on the way down? Oh god, nope. That was far too early. That was my own mistake. I'm trying to... Sorry, hold on. Jump up when the gravity... Be on the ceiling. Jump when the gravity is about to normalize. And hit the sign on the way down. Okay. It's not that, so I want to jump... Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay, but the problem is that that's electrocuted. I think I have the right idea of how to hit that, but the thing is that that side is electrocuted. So unless like that also flips it, where it would hit the sign on the way down to go under the saw. Okay. Oof. Okay, I think I need more momentum going down. So I need to jump a little earlier. Oh, God. Ah, okay. I think that would have been it if I had hit the actual thing. For free? Question mark. That fucking bounce, Jesus Christ. This kid's ankles are certainly snapped. My suffering's finally over. This poor child can stop being shot at, exploded, saw bladed, crushed. Yeah, hey big man. Oh, and it's like gone. Yeah, where we came from, that's not there anymore. That's just completely gone. This feels like the start of the game, which... Oh. We had saw her earlier, and then when we backtracked and went forward, she was gone, and like the landscape was completely different. Well, alright. Oh, sorry. Apparently that was... Still rolling credits. I got an achievement of some sort. But that was it. That was the final chapter. That was certainly an ending. That was an ending of some sort, yes. Did not mean to skip the credits. My bad. Sorry. But hey, we finished the game. We can put this one to rest. We can put it back in 2010 where it originated and can stay. We're still only just under 2 hours. I think we deserve a reward. Do you guys agree? Well, first off, the reward is my cute wallpaper, Boop's nose. Not that. That. Second off, we are on... Did I remove that from my library? I think I did. Accidentally. Oops. We deserve 3 tubes of barbacoa chips, maybe even 13. Brother. You are addicted to those now. Did I fuck up? Did I accidentally remove this? If I did, then so be it, but like, it's fine. Okay, no, I think I removed it from the folder, which is fine, because I was gonna do that in the first place. Yeah. Remove, uninstall, uninstall. Goodbye, get out. We're going to Ducks. I have an actual problem. We gotta get you help. We're going to Ducks. Because ducks are good. And ducks make us happy. We'll switch to ducks. Why is this also not capturing? What? Hello? My friend took a picture of the chips at Walmart and sent them to me. Now I need them. No! Be strong. Why is this? What is happening? Like, I see it. It's here. How could she do that to me? What? Hello? Is this capture broken? What? Why? What happened? Capture window. Ducks. It's there. I see it. This isn't like hidden. Why is this not showing? Hello? Did this go underneath something that it shouldn't have? No. What is happening? Window capture? No. Hello? Close the ducks. Yes. We're gonna try that again. I don't know what happened there, but the ducks weren't going. They were going, but they weren't being captured. Hello? What is happening? What is going on? Why is this not showing? Okay. Hello? Where's my other... Hello? Why is this not capturing? So I see it in the preview. I see it in the preview when I open up a game capture and it's like, yep, it's there, and then like it's here on my screen. It's not showing it on OBS. Why? Hold on. We're gonna go back here. This isn't real. Don't worry about this. See if maybe like refreshing it does something. Capture window? Yeah, what the... Huh? Property? Can you like hear the very gentle lapping water? Like I hear it. I see that's there. I see that the audio is being picked. Why is this not capturing? Yes. Specific window. Ducks. Okay. This is broken? I'll make a new one. Game capture. Specific. Ducks. There we go. Jesus. Hi. Sorry, I'm hidden behind the game. Give me one moment. I think Limbo broke the capture, which is a strange thing to say. Okay, hold on. Now it's sitting behind something that it shouldn't be, so what is it sitting behind? No, no, no. It was there, you guys saw it. Okay, what? Oh my god. Okay. I'm a little stupid and accidentally hid the folder that has all the captures in it. Just a little silly. Just a little stupid. Granted, I haven't eaten much today. I've only had the Pop-Tarts. So I'm gonna blame it on lack of food for brain functionality. I'm gonna let the ducks flood in. Sounds like I need 3 or 27 tubes of barbacoa chips. I mean, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no to it. Anyway. As Mew stated a little earlier, we will be having dinner soon, and I'm having turkey burgers, she's having chicken burgers, and Snack is having steak burger, or just steaks, one of those. So, it is burger night. So I will be having food soon-ish. Oh, goodbye. Bye, propeller duck. I saw it fly off somewhere. I couldn't tell you where. Usually he stays a little longer than that, but I guess not. Soon, TM, yes. Soon enough. Now we are back with ducks. Where are you? I was like, I hear you. I hear the little kettle happening. It's interesting that you can watch it fill up. It does actually get relatively full, I think. I think it'd actually get up to... Now we're getting to like that like sort of top line. I think that might take a bit of time. Anyway, it's the start of a new week. Last week was kind of rough. At least for me. Can't speak for anyone else. But it's a new week. New things can happen. Burgers are done. They're in the microwave. You can make fries whenever. Thanks. I smell the burgers. They actually smell quite nice. Rough here last week as well. I'm sorry. Seems like everyone kind of had a rough week last week. I saw Propeller Duck back. Gotta see what misadventures he gets up to. Any luck, I may hear back from a job I applied to this week. Let's hope. Let's pray. I've also been applying to jobs and unfortunately have not really heard back much. Or I've gotten a handful of rejection letters. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. But we hope and we pray.
And in Arlington, Virginia, here's one 600 feet high. Radio waves over ocean waves.
I'm coming right back to my place.
Tonight, we are to welcome a man who, although no giant, has nevertheless made a huge impression in his chosen field. Ladies and gentlemen...
Started out a dream, living in the virtual
We got duck wrap. I learned that this duck is part of the like visual novel game that the developers made. The duck developers made a visual novel in regards to the ducks. She is one of the main characters. Either a character that you play or is like someone else in the little town that it takes place in. Unsure, but she's there because I saw a human that looked very similar to that duck. John Mark is kind of fucking cursed. It's just kind of fucked in general, honestly. Because unfortunately, with the state of the American economy, lots of jobs are being cut. Lots of other funding is being cut as a general. My household, everyone got a letter in the mail stating that SNAP food services are being cut if you make less than 20 hours a week or 80 hours a month. Yeah. Unfortunately, with my job, as a reason that I'm looking for another job, I don't make that. We just don't have the hours. Our hours were cut as a department. And unfortunately, the most I ever work is, on average, about 17 hours a week. And that's on good weeks. Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure that I work 12 hours next week. This is our only job. It is already difficult to find another job as it is, let alone just another separate job. And unfortunately, even if we have good pay, working 10 to 15 hours a week doesn't really cut it, or cuts it real close, and it's not a way to live. It's really unfortunate and kind of scary. I am still fortunate, at least for now, that I have Medicaid and can make doctor's appointments in regards to my current kidney health. Unfortunately, even though you and I make very similar wages and we work very similar hours, she did not get that. I still don't know why. My guess is that she could have been too high risk of a medical patient, which is kind of backwards in my head, but unknown. So, yeah, so I'm looking for a new job. Just, you know, something that would work out. Going back to the health topic, my current health is questionable. Yeah, just gotta keep adding to the medical debt. Doesn't make any sense, but sounds like the US government. I've learned through some friends that work in the healthcare industry in various departments, mind you, so this is kind of like a consensus, that if you are too high risk medically, no one would want to insure you. Because that would mean the company is paying too much out of pocket to cover you. In essence, they would be quote unquote losing money by trying to help you. Versus someone that is the normal average person that doesn't have a lot of health concerns or, you know, gets the occasional illness. They are more likely to be insured because they are less of a risk. So that's where that stands. I think it's really backwards. I think it's stupid. I think that, unfortunately, though I'm not in politics or in the government, that if someone needs help medically or any sort of help, that we should be able to give it. To some degree. Just something. Anything. But apparently, in our regime currently, that is just not an option. Oh, that is a little guy. We got a new little guy. Oh, he has ice cream on his head. He's got a little melted ice cream cone. What a little guy. This is why we're here today. Uh-oh, I lost Propeller Duck. Uh-oh, he's gone off somewhere. He's already started on his misadventures. Yeah, who knew being diagnosed with a bone degenerative disease would make me not qualify for health insurance? Yeah, that's crazy. I would think that would make you qualify for health insurance. But, you know, that's... I can't do much with that. I just saw him fly up. There he is. At some point, he eventually leaves. He eventually gets out of the pool and goes off into somewhere. That's my take. And going back to my current health, next week I have a doctor's appointment, a follow-up appointment for my current kidney health. What does that inquire, you may ask? Getting a second opinion about a apparently large cyst on my right kidney. A friendly reminder that your kidney is approximately 8 centimeters long, so not super huge, you know, just like about maybe the size of your fist, give or take. I have a cyst that is about 2 centimeters in circumference. Diameter, just like a big, it's about the quarter of my kidney, so it's quite large. And I have the sneaking suspicion that it's been contributing to some other health factors in regards to my renal and urinary health, and would like something to be done about it. Really anything that could be like more helpful than just a scan. I want to say it's 2 weeks ago. I had a kidney and bladder ultrasound, which I've had many times before, so this is not new. But they found the cyst on my kidney, and kind of left it at that. They didn't say anything more. They didn't ask of like, oh, like maybe we should do a follow-up on it or anything, and just like that was it. So I'm seeing another urologist that thankfully I don't have to wait 3 months for. I only had to wait roughly 3 weeks, which is considerably better, to get a second opinion, to hopefully maybe get like drain it or get a biopsy of it. Their advice wasn't necessarily ignore it and get better. It was more just, okay, it's there. Shrugs. Good luck? Question mark. They didn't really want to do a follow-up on it of because from the scan it seemed like it was benign, which is good. Means that's not cancerous, means that, you know, it is treatable in some way, shape, or form. But I would like to get treatment for said thing. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe, you know, maybe I'm asking too much. But I think that I would like to get treatment for this thing that could be causing more issues than just it being sitting there. So I'm hoping that I can talk to this other urologist and see if they can order some sort of help. At this point, I'm willing to do really anything, an MRI, a CT, again, like a biopsy or drainage through a needle or non-invasive surgery, something, anything to get rid of it, hopefully. And doubly, hopefully, that it doesn't cause more issues if I were to get rid of it. Or if it's something that I need to have monitored to see if they will come back. Because apparently it's very common to get kidney cysts. I don't think it's as common with people of my age range. But it's common in older individuals. Primarily people in their 50s and 60s and older. It's not impossible for someone of my age to get them, but it's not as common. So, hopefully, something. I don't care if it's like a 30-minute visit and they give me like, you know, they drain it right then and there with local anesthetics. I don't care if it's a 5-hour visit and we do a whole bunch of shit. I want something done. And I will beg and cry and plead and do whatever I need to have that happen. Me too. I hope so too. Currently my back also hurts. Not terribly, it's definitely very mild, and you know, if I don't pay attention to it too much, it's not that noticeable, but there are times where I'll just kind of sit a certain position, or I'll lay down in a certain way, and it'll be like, ooh, that's not pleasant. And I always knew in my heart of hearts that my right kidney is just really fucked. I've known it for years. I've always joked that it was my problem kidney. I didn't think it would actually become that problematic. Yeah, apparently God had to nerf me in some way of like, oh, you know, you're charming, you're attractive, you're a kind-hearted soul, we need to nerf you. You're gonna get kidney and urinary problems for your entire life. Thanks. Oh, and we have, propeller duck. I'm none of those things, and I got hella nerfed. You're definitely some of those things. You have your charms. Obviously, you have a partner, someone that finds you attractive. He was like, here you go, get big titties, a great personality, and kidney defects. Enjoy. Definitely what happened. Goodbye, propeller duck. There's our little island, our little pool. Covered in a ghostly smog. Off into the sunset he goes. I don't know how far out he'll go before he despawns, because he doesn't come back to the pool. He is just like gone. I don't know what I clicked on. No, that's not the new duck. Snail? Question mark? Snail might be now. Cute little snail on his head. Unfortunately, propeller duck is gone to the ocean. He's gone feral. He cannot come back. He's gone rogue. I'm going to assume the snail one is the newest one. Because I otherwise don't recognize it. Whee! Yeah, propeller duck is going on an adventure. He at some point escapes the pool and just goes off. Somewhere off in the night. He's somewhere way out there. Never to be seen again. And then some other ducks also eventually come and go, where the fireworks one goes off at night and explodes into fireworks, as told before. There is a cow duck that eventually gets abducted and drops off an alien duck in return. There's fireworks. Goodbye. Come start streaming, build up that rep again. That is up to you. You do what you want. So, you have a PC that can hopefully run better now with trying to stream. Though your GPU is currently questionable. We can also play games together. I have plenty of co-op games that we can play. Might just start with silent streams or chat with you. And that's fine. That's okay. You don't have to go big, grandiose. You could play Resident Evil. Those are always really popular, and people really seem to like that. Any of them, doesn't matter which one. People like the OGs, the classics. People like the new ones. You can play any of them if you have the means to play them. I could try and capture RE6. That's my favorite. There you go. Because you have also the capture card. So you should be able to do it. Or if you have a port, like a Steam release, that very much is an option. We got all the PlayStations, all the physical games. Yeah, I know. They're in the... I know some of them are, I think, in the office, and the majority of them are in the cabinet. So you definitely have them. It is an option. You also have restarted Animal Crossing. You can just run around and fish and catch bugs and other. We can find games we can play together. So I know we have a couple co-op games. We have that one otter game. Need your help with the capture card though, because last time I tried with the new setup I had to stream wonky. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, we'll look into that again. See if there's something we can do to make it less wonky. Making moves. Yeah, go follow Mew. Go follow my dear sweet sister. If you haven't already. She also does art. You could stream art thing. You could, I know you have a program, I forget which one, but one of the programs where you can capture your tablet. I think it'll be fine with silent streams, so if I put up my model, it'll definitely need to be fixed. Fair? Yeah, that makes sense. I've learned that, at least in my experience, the webcam I have that I use for hand cam streams does not like to capture if I also have the capture card going. I haven't found a way to fix that. I don't know if it's just like an input issue or like too many things are trying to be like loaded in at once. But one works and the other doesn't. I haven't been able to figure out that issue because thankfully I use my phone to capture myself, my model. Hi, hello. And not a webcam. The webcam is pretty strictly only for my hands. So that is something to look into also, for at least for myself, and probably for you, because I don't... Do you use your phone when you capture your model, or do you use a webcam? Because I remember giving you a webcam at some point. I use my webcam because I never figured out the phone. Got it. Okay, so that would be a thing also, because I don't know how to fix that. So that would be probably you using a PNG if you're doing any capture card related business, which is fine because that also uses less resources. can do the phone now since I have two. True. Your iPhone would actually have the better capturing. Just based on programming. Oh, it's got little jammies. Little duck PJs. Jamie duck. He's so cozy. Yeah, Disco Duck's having a great time with the disco ball. But yes, I will help you set up things again. We'll try to figure out a less wonky way of getting your capture card to work. Trying to think of other games. What? Oh my god. I didn't realize the Hot Rod's headlight eyes were so bright. They're very, very, very shiny. The mic wasn't working too with my headphones, I remember. I got it to work once, but not again. Okay. Yeah, because you do have a headset mic. You have my old headset mic. Which I know... one ear was dying, I believe. Yeah, you had some technical issues that just weren't immediately resolvable. So you took a pause, and that's okay. We shall see. They were fine on both sides? I remember one being quieter on one side.
January 10th, 1992, a container ship traveling from Hong Kong to Tacoma, Washington, loses 12 containers overboard. One of them sets loose thousands of tiny yellow plastic ducks, currents of the North Pacific. The currents carry the ducks all over the world. So months later, they start washing up on the coast of Alaska, turning this toy spell
If
into
you turn the volume too far on the right side, that might be what it is, where I had it, like, set kind of weird. So it has the volume knob on the side. That's probably what it was, where I had it set to a spot and it freaked out. Either way, I have a new headset, so... as long as it works for you, that's the important part. I'm wondering... this would be something that we test as well, because the capture card, we have the same one, essentially. And there is an audio jack on the capture card, as most actually do. I want to test if having the headphones plugged into the audio jack on the capture card changes anything. If it'll pick up your mic better, or if it can still hear the game while having that going. Worst case, we can ask Christofferson for help. Whee. Yeah, lots of things to test. It is easy enough to do. Just takes time. Whee. I'm also trying to think of games that we can play together. Or like, kind of what like Fox and Jem do, where they both stream something. But one will have one thing in the corner, and the other will have like whatever is happening in the center, the main center. And I know how to get the shared models. That's just a feature for VTube Studio. Yeah, I can draw while you run around and do dumb stuff. Or vice versa. I can also run around and do shit and you can draw. We have both perspectives of a game going for, like, what's it called? We Were Here. So I know that's like you split up at some point in multiple sections of puzzle, so like one can be you in the corner on your perspective, and then mine can be like the middle. Yeah, it's a thought, it's a thought. Whee. We're getting a new duck soon. What is the new duck? It's another little guy. He's got like a little flamingo. Can't tell if it's like a balloon or if it's just like a plastic flamingo. It's a very satisfied looking flamingo though. Let's see, is that all the little guys? I think we're still missing some. Oh no, we're missing most of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this constitutes as a little guy because he's driving the car? Makes sense. Okay, okay. Yeah, we just got snail. Okay, okay. They are really little. It's kind of hard to keep track of them. Oh, not that one. This one.
And in Arlington, Virginia, here's one 600 feet high.
Damn, that's a sick guitar riff.
I'm coming right back to my place.
Tonight we are to welcome a man.
I think that was our new duck, not the snail one. Snail one just happened to be there.
In his chosen field.
I don't remember getting him.
Started out a dream, living in the
So we have a sort of matching to the kiss duck.
Every pool's my home and the kingdom I reside is steam. I let my ducks glide till the screen glows. Relax in 3D, it's a life I chose. Way back when all the games that I made were a wreck, not a bit high tech. Remember the first duck? You never thought this end game would go this far. Sing along like Penelope. It's a duck or a bee, a duck or a bee. Now I'm in the spotlight cause the ducks shine bright. Time to get
I've always enjoyed the texture that they gave Chameleon Duck.
I made the shift from a hectic life, floating with ducks.
So you could tell which one is which.
Was lost in the rush, now I'm here to stay. Spread love the J-Mo-G way. Never thought it would happen. This game is tough. People held me down saying it's too tough. Players drawing me close, like ducks in a row. From city hustle to that virtual flow. Live a life of my ideas.
Wondering why he was textured like that? Yeah, because every time that he,
Fun times, it's a new school rule.
or most times, when he would touch another duck,
So many games out there are so good.
he would
Ducks, and that's way
he would camouflage and mimic the other duck. But if he doesn't touch one for a while, he looks like he has a green chameleon skin. Yeah, there's a lot of creative ducks in here. I think also that if he gets like too overcrowded, like it kind of freaks out also. He's touching too many ducks, so eventually it'll fade also. Earless cat. Unfortunately, it doesn't copy every single thing. It's just whatever is on the body of the duck, and not any external features. You silly. Well, while we're chilling here, does anyone have plans for Halloween? Any costume ideas? Any parties or any events you're going to? You, Snack, and I have a wedding on Halloween, which is interesting time, I think, to have a wedding. Not in a bad way, but just don't know how many people would have a wedding commonly on Halloween. Nothing for me. Well, you do now, because I will be having a reading stream on Halloween night. You get to listen to my dulcet tones while I read you horror stories from various authors. I usually listen to Pumpkin Hill from Sonic Adventure 2 on repeat all day. That sounds like a plan to me. I don't think I'll be dressing up in a costume, as I'll be dressing nicely for said wedding, but the thought's there, the notion is there. Hopefully I'm not working. That would blow if you work on Halloween. I will say the one thing I did like of my job, past tense, because I don't know how much that has changed, but previously on Halloween, we were allowed to wear costumes or primarily anything while we worked to allow us to be festive. So in years past, Mew and I and one of my managers have worn Kigurumis. That was quite fun. We can still wear costumes? Okay. I don't know how strict that ruling is, though. Probably still, you know, like obvious rules, like no full face covering mask. Probably obviously no profanities or nothing too inappropriate on any clothing. Dressing up is always fun. There we go. Oh, for just a moment, Chameleon was back as Chameleon. But yeah. Actually, it's really funny that when my manager was making the schedule for Halloween for this last week, no one had availability at all, and he had to convince someone in order to work for that day. You're not working on Halloween? Let's go! Also, we got a little bun. Where's Bus? Someone go get Bus. We have a little tiny bun. I need to ask him if we can change his duck. Make it all fucked up on candy and soda. Let's go. Really living the high life there. Hold on, let me see if Bus is still in here. Bus. I don't know how this works necessarily. That like pings somebody, because I've had someone do this in chat to me and I didn't get like a ping or like a sound, but I got like a little notification. I would also want to get, not necessarily fucked up, but I would probably want to get like Halloween candy just to have some. The unfortunate thing is, A, my kidney problems, to state the obvious. B, the Halloween mixes for candy kind of suck. Not greatly, right? But like there's always one in there that like you don't really care for too much. Or you don't really like, but you'll like the other like 4 that are in there. I'm also very particular with chocolate, so I don't like a lot of the American chocolates. They taste too chemical-ish. Yeah, plus those bags of candy are expensive now, which sucks more. Used to be high class as a kid when you get like a full normal size candy bar. That was like the rich neighborhood. Now it's you get a bag of candy and that's the high class. Instead of like the non-edible treats like wristbands or pencils or whatever thing else that someone could give out. He used to be a real country, damn it. We did. Now we're kind of a laughing stock of a country. Actually, the horrible and sad thing is we don't see this in our news because our news outlets are controlled by the government, unfortunately. If you look to other countries, you will see a lot of other countries are actually protesting on the US's behalf. And they are also very genuinely worried about the state of the US because of how drastic a turn that this has taken. It's wild. It's crazy. A little UFO. What thing are you dropping off now? That's the mouse. Okay. Oh no. I've lost him. Oh, there he is. Yeah, it's genuinely concerning that other countries are now concerned for our safety as US citizens and not our... Well, that's not entirely true. Half of our government is not as concerned as other countries are. The other half that is actually trying to do something and right everything that they can does care, and unfortunately they're just being fought against tooth and nail at every turn. So, it's a sorry state of affairs. And hopefully, because 2026 is the mid-elections, possibly something can maybe be done about it. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Yeah, just, you know, go to your local law enforcement, go to your local town hall. Call your state representative and start bitching, start complaining, start saying your piece. And just go. Just start saying shit. We're also on, I believe, if I've done the math correctly, we're on day 26 of current government shutdown. Which means that lesser government officials haven't been paid for over a month. And select government officials have also, I believe, lost their jobs as a result. So, silver lining, thankfully I don't have a government job.
Un brevissimo flash meteorologico iniziando dalle temperature di oggi, le temperature minime di questa notte, le minime notturne. La sensibile diminuzione sul nord Italia con valori di primato del freddo, meno 14 osservate Bolzano, Aosta, meno 11, meno 10 Cuneo.
I was smelling something.
La diminuzione è stata risentita anche in
I was just reading earlier that a few states don't even have waste management, aka no one picks up trash. No, one state has had it for almost 2 weeks now. Damn! Actually, I kind of noticed that around our area too when I went to the store on break. One of the stores in that strip that's right there, both trash cans that were sitting in front of it were completely full. Like they were overflowing with trash. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're one of the few states that unfortunately doesn't have waste management. I know you might have seen on the news that some states are really taking action against the government. Their own state government is acting out against the nation government. I'm fortunately in one of those states that is doing that, which is great. Unfortunately, that can only do so much. I think that's the reason why I still have Medicare, is because of my state fighting back so much and trying to keep as much as they can active and contained. Nerd duck. The actually duck with complimentary tape in the middle and little buck teeth. Hi Kate, welcome in. We're talking some heavy topics at the moment. Heavy asterisks, government. How am I doing? I'm okay. Could be better, but we're doing what we can. Posted a silly multiplayer game and prayers. I did see that. I got hit with ads. Wait, huh? I don't have ads. Huh? What? Excuse? What? I don't have ads. Huh? I don't have pre-roll ads. I have display ads. Yeah, I hit with 2 ads automatically. Oh god. Sweet sneak. Yeah, the ones that like they're like little banners. That should be like on the side or on the bottom at the most, I think. But I don't have like the full ads. I don't have like the like. That has to be a Twitch end. Fucking damn it. Yeah, I'll because I don't want to run ads. I hate to do that. Kick is a little better because I don't get hit with ads often. I don't like Kick either. There's no good streaming site, unfortunately. There's problems with everything and everyone. But I don't want to run ads here on Twitch, at least not excessively, because it sucks, honestly. I do this as a hobby. I don't make this a quote-unquote career. I could, with the lack of hours that I'm getting at my job, and try to do this part-time, but I don't have the following for that, and I don't have the traction that I would really need to make that actually work. I am my own manager, I am my own artist and everything, typically. The few assets that I did buy, such as the stream overlay, the model, smaller things like that, the chat box. I'm here for a lurk, I'm out, goodbye, thank you for lurking. The small things that I have bought over time is because I like them. I like them better than something that I could have made, or specifically the model that I have she is my dream model artist if I were to ever have the obscene amount of money to commission the artist one day, because they charge thousands of dollars for the models that they make. Understandably so, because they're extremely high quality. But just, you know, don't have that right now. And of the revenue that I do make, which is $50 every I don't know, couple months, not very sustainable. Unless I had this as a fuller job, if I were partnered with Twitch and not just affiliated. But that has its own sides to it also, where I am short on the viewer count, the average viewer count. I believe it's 75 average viewers consistently over several streams a week. Go back in here. Yeah, 6 streams on 6 unique days with an average of 75 viewers. They did change it looks like. And you have to do that across 60 days, so really 12 streams on 12 unique days with an average of 75 viewers. The entertainment business is rough. They changed it though. They used to be, yeah, that you had to have a certain amount of followers, you stream for X amount of hours on X amount of days, like separately. These were like different tabs. So it'd be reach, I don't know, however many followers that was. Stream, I believe it was 30 hours across, or like 20 hours across 7 days, and then it was the average of 75 or 70 viewers. They've changed that now to just over a 60-day period, 12 streams on 12 unique days with an average of 75 viewers. I'm also not going to be a piece of shit and quote-unquote buy viewers, because I don't give enough of a fuck to do that, nor do I have the money to do that. And that's illegitimate. I don't like the process for that. I think that if you want something, you have to work and earn it. Put in some effort, right? Unfortunately for me though, I again am my own manager and I don't have the outreach like some other streamers do. So I don't know how to get to that point. I'm still sitting around the, I believe, 460-ish mark of followers, which is good for, you know, the average indie streamer that isn't huge like Iron Mouse or, excuse me, Monarch, Porcelain Maid, etc. The, you know, the big ones. But it's rough. It's rough out there. What you? Pufferfish. Well, he do puff up at some point. But if I could make this a job, I certainly would. But that is not now. Ah. There's Pufferfish. You do puff. You do become an orb when he, I believe when he bumps into other ducks. Occasionally. Or maybe when he bumps the wall. I don't remember what it is. Like he do bump into something and then he'll puff out. I've also given the thought of slightly changing my schedule. Just more like an insight sort of thing of what times, what days will get more traction.
January 10th, 1992.
If at all, if any.
Hong Kong to Tacoma, Washington, loses 12 containers overboard. One of them sets loose thousands of tiny yellow plastic ducks. Currents of the North Pacific. The currents carry the ducks all over the world.
But that would be
So months later,
that'd be a week where I would
accidental experiment. So from the ducky study, you get real-time data about the currents in the North Pacific.
want to make sure that I
Still
am
providing information today.
set.
They're almost
Am I thinking of changing it to? I'm not sure yet. I would want to look at like data and information of if I stream every day for a week at around the same time. So if I did like every day at 8 p.m. East, do I get better views on certain days as opposed to others? Or if I stream every day at a different time, say like earlier, maybe 4 p.m. Eastern, does that also help garner any changes? Does that get me any more viewership? Does it lessen the viewership? Kind of stuff like that, where like I would need to take like time and data and effort to figure that out. I would still want to keep it to roughly 3 days a week. And like a sort of consistent schedule. I do like having the Sunday streams as such as this. Though it is not necessary, it's one of those things that I've done for so long since I have started streaming that it just feels like something that I would want to keep if I could. We got the flamingo in the pool. Let's see how long that takes to pop and get destroyed. But when I first started streaming 4-ish years ago, I posted a few random games and prayers that you might be interested for co-op. Okay, I'll take a look at them. But yeah, when I started streaming 4-ish years ago, I did Sundays and Mondays because when I was still at the same job 4 years ago, I had more consistent hours where I could keep that schedule regulated and work an average of actually 20 hours at that job. So it made sense in my eyes to just kind of keep that thing, and now it's been so ingrained that I stream Sundays and Mondays. That feels weird that if I don't for some reason, that something's wrong. But that would also be just something that would, if needed, changed over time. Yeah. Excuse me. Alright. Reuse. Yes. Winter. Yeah, I did see Yap Yap, which looked goofy silly. I do have the demo for Cato, Buttered Cat. It's okay. I've tried the demo. We escaped a twisted game. Okay. Escape or stay forever. That seems pretty straight to the point. I have seen Degrees of Separation, and I thought that looked really cute. So that is an option. Those are options. I do like all of those. Well, I don't mind. Don't like Cato as much. I did try the demo. I got through the demo. It's kind of goofy. I'm surprised how long the flamingo has lasted. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we might see the demise. Oh, no? Okay. We got the dispatch. The game. Gotcha. I don't remember what that is offhand. Is it the forklift game? It's a superhero game. Okay, I don't think I've heard it. Oh. Sushi? Sushi duck. See a little piece of salmon. Posted it, thank you. Yeah, salmon sushi. What a yummy little duck. So very surprised that the flamingo hasn't popped yet. Despite there having been a couple of different sharp ducks near it, as well as the magma duck. Alright, let's see. from the writers directors of Tales from the Borderlands and Wolf Among Us. Superhero workplace comedy set in LA. Okay, interesting. Oh, Marantz, hi! Welcome in. We have ducks. We just got a sushi duck.
And in Arlington, Virginia, here's one 600.
We're just hanging out. We're chilling.
Radio waves
Yippee!
over ocean waves.
I'm coming right
I'm
back.
okay. How are you?
Tonight, we are to welcome a man
If
who,
you would
although
like a
no
duck,
giant, has nevertheless made a huge impression
you may have a duck.
in his chosen field.
We will name a duck for you. The only rule is that you can't have an already named duck.
Virtual stream. Rubber ducks floating delight of the dev team. Chilling my
We have many ducks to choose from.
The kingdom I reside is steam. I let my ducks glide till the screen glows. Relax in 3D, it's a life I chose. Way back when all the games that I made were a wreck, not a bit high tech. Remember the first duck? You never thought
Chilling, collecting Halloween candy and WoW. Oh,
like Penelope.
nice. I forgot that World of Warcraft also does like seasonal events like that.
Shine bright, time to get mellow, live up the night.
You'll take any duck. Give me a small parameter, color, flavor.
And I'm far from stressed.
So we have
Rush now,
a lot. We have a lot of ducks.
way. Never thought it would happen. This game is stuff. People held me down saying it's too tough. And players join me close, like ducks in a row. From city hustle to that virtual flow. Living life from ideas, add ducks to the game gear.
Firefighter?
Chill sessions, fun times, that's a new school rule. Sitting reading positive reviews by the pool. So many games out there are so good, but mine's got ducks and that's way too.
There you are. You shall fight the fires of the several things that set things on fires here. Where are you? There you are. You do spray water.
I feel like I could do this for another 25 years.
I do appreciate the diegetic music as you like turn and face. It does play more in one ear over the other if you face certain waves, which is quite nice. Alright. What thing is going to break the flamingo? Tried playing Ninja Gaiden today and it was hell. Oh no! I'm so sorry. If it's any consolation, we finished Limbo, which is also a piece of shit game. So I definitely understand the struggle. If you die, you have to restart the whole level. Oh. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that sounds like that's really, really awful to get through. Yeah, I know the game isn't easy. It's definitely like... there is some skill involved.
Ogni famiglia è composta da un maschio e 5
Whee!
ognuna delle quali riproduce da 1 a 3 animaletti per cucciolata.
I'm sure you'll get through it. You are a skilled gamer. You shall get through it. Just as I have gotten through Limbo. I will say the only saving grace of Limbo is that if and when you do inevitably die because of all the bullshit traps, you don't spawn very far away. So I will give it that. That is a kind of saving solace. But the amount of shit that is in there still sucks. Even after finishing it, it still sucks. I only played it because of a dare. Well, was the dare that you had to finish it or that you just had to play it? Because if you just played it, then you're good. You're done. You've played it. That doesn't mean you finished it. Oh, you had to finish it? Oh. Well, good luck on that endeavor. I believe in you. You can do it. It'll take time and patience, but you can get through it. Oh, something popped the flamingo. Who did it? Who's immediately near? No, I actually can't tell. They all kind of spread pretty quick, so I actually don't know who the culprit is. Someone popped it though. Oh well. Oh, now they're not all stuck up here still. They can congregate down to the little pool. Another little guy. Oh! He's stuck in his egg! He has his little eggshell stuck on him. He's got a shellmet. Little man. He's stuck. Oh, sorry. Well, who's out here? Is that the flower pot one? Why are you out here? How'd you get there? I see the little ship. Wonder if he eventually loses his egg. I guess I'll eventually find out if he eventually loses his little egg hat. Ugh. wonder if we get all the little ducks, if they like will congregate together and make like one large duck. Kind of like a mecha duck. It's like we have the hot rod, we have the car one. I'm sure that they could all attach and like make one large duck. Hey, sheesh. Alright, we'll wait for one more duck and then I'll call it so I can go eat dinner. Go eat my turkey burgers. Make myself fries. Well, I hope everyone has a better week this week. I hope that your Halloween is filled with many treats and not very many tricks. And I hope that hopefully soon things can start turning around and being better for everyone.
When kids are hungry, it's always Maggie. So fast to cook.
Un brevissimo flash meteorologico iniziando dalle temperature di oggi, le temperature minime di questa notte, le minime notturne. La sensibile diminuzione sul nord Italia con valori di primato del freddo, meno 14 osservate Bolzano, Aosta, meno 11 Torino, meno 10 Cuneo, meno 12 Milano. La diminuzione è stata risentita anche in alcune regioni del sud Italia, ha prevalso un aumento sulla Calabria. E adesso direi di passare immediatamente alla teleimmagine del satellite Meteosat sull'Italia, eccola per mostrarvi. Il gran freddo, il gelo, ma il tutto secco potremmo dire. Qualche banco di foschia sulla pianura padana, ma il cielo sereno, l'arco delle Alpi nevate. Poi praticamente dall'altezza di Rimini e verso sud è tutta la intensa copertura nuvolosa legata a un sistema depressionario estremamente complesso che adesso, prima di mostrarvi il quadro europeo, io desidero darvi lo schema, anche se è previsto per domani, è poco diverso da quello attuale. Immaginate oggi tutte queste osservazioni state sulle ma vi interessa che iniziate a comprendere il canale della
I kind of wish that you could separately have like a little hand so that you can like grab any ducks that have fallen out of the pool. Just like a hot bind, like a hold H for, or something like H for hand, and you just pick them up and put them back in there. Or like slingshot where you like click and drag and then like it'll slingshot them back somewhere. Something. Whoa! Hi Raiders! Hi Foo! Night of the Living Fool. Oh, come in! I have a sneaking suspicion of someone that might have or might not have sent you this way. Hello! What are you guys up to? Welcome, 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 Raiders. For anyone that does know me, hi! My name is Lucian. You can call me Lucy. I'm your friendly, wholesome, big titty goth kitty VTuber here to make your week a little bit better. We're playing Placid Plastic Duck Simulator, and I think we just got a new duck. I did not see what duck it was though. It might, maybe. It was not that one with the sick guitar riff. I didn't see the new duck. It might have been this one. But welcome in. We're chilling. We're playing with some ducks. It's been too long. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the follows, Darkhood, TTV, and Jarvis. I'm sure you get plenty of jokes for your name. Let's see, what we got? Reading Goosebumps and drinking my tea. Ooh. Very nice, very nice. What kind of tea? Been too long since I've seen this game. It's really nice, and they have a Halloween update, so, let's see if I can't find any. We got little zombie duck. There was a witch duck. There's a plague duck there, who is my favorite, if I can find him somewhere. Some of the Christmas ducks are in here. Unfortunately, can't get rid of those. Here's our little witch duck. Chai Garamblin. Ooh. That sounds really nice and cozy. Here's our little Plague Doctor. I love him very much. I have a collection of Plague Doctor plushies, so this was a very nice surprise to see. Little vampire duck. I got some Halloween themed ones. Right, he's so cute! I love him! Where is he? There he is. Look at him! He's so cute. I love him. If you ask, many people in my life, I have a very large Plague Doctor plushie collection. Far too many, as some might say, but I love them to death. I think they're really cute. And I'm so glad that they added this little guy in, because how can you not? I have a squishable one? I have most of the squishable ones. I'm missing some of the seasonal ones that they have. But I have 2 fairly large woven baskets full of the Plague Doctors. Each ring would contain 7 fully, like one circle would be 7, so it's 3 sets of pairs and 1 in the center. And that's double stacked per basket, and that's 2, so 12, 14, 28, 29, 30, 31, because I have the original set together, and then I have one right next to me right now, currently, as we talk. So I have many, and would love to get more if I wasn't a broke bitch. Teehee. But I love them dearly. I feel that in my soul. I know. They're so expensive. But they're so cute. And they're so worth it. I don't collect many things. But those have been a consistent since I've gotten them. That I've collected them as much as I possibly can. I do have the couple anime figures. I do collect Junji Ito mangas and stories. So I really just like his work. I do have a Pokédex binder, so it's a giant binder of Pokemon cards that are in numerical order by generation. I'm missing a few. I'll remember ones offhand, but I know it's definitely most of the newest generation. Maybe a smattering of various ones from older generations. I'm a Ditto stan? Okay, that was Ditto. I like Ditto. He's not my favorite, but I do like him. My favorite is Arcanine. Big, fluffy tiger boy. Tiger dog thing. Ditto is an interesting one, though. I do like it based on both lore of what it is supposed to be, as well as what it actually does. I think it's really interesting of a concept. But Fu, if you're still here, if you have to raid and run, I completely understand. Go get some food, go have a bathroom break, go do whatever you need to go do. Same for raiders, if you need to get on out of here for any reason, by all means, do. I was actually about to end as you raided, but we'll stay for a little longer to go get dinner. And we're just vibing, we're chilling. Also, for anyone still left in chat, if you'd like a duck, and you'd like to name a duck, you can. It could be any duck as long as it's not already named. So if there's one in particular that catches your eye, you may, in fact, name the duck. As you can see, we have a few that have already been named. But if there's one in particular that you're looking for, we got a straggler. Actually, we have a few stragglers. It's my bedtime. Have a good night. Have a good night. Thank you for popping in. Hope to see you again. We'll get another duck or two. I hear the coffee one. But it'd be down here somewhere. But where? I don't see it. There it is. You are surprisingly a very loud little duck. Oh, we got a little guy. Oh. Little karate man. It's a feisty little guy. He is a feisty little man. We love Karate Duck. Actually, I'm not sure if it is. I would want to assume, but this could really be any sort of martial art duck. And he's a blue belt, so he's pretty high up there. Noticed he was a black belt, but blue belt I know is quite high up on the rungs. So he's a skilled little man.
January 10th, 1992.
A genuine threat.
Ship traveling from Hong Kong to Tacoma, Washington, loses 12 containers overboard. One of them sets loose thousands of tiny yellow plastic ducks. Currents of the North Pacific. The currents carry the ducks all over the world. So months later, they start washing up on the coast of Alaska, turning this toy spell into an accidental experiment. So from the ducky study, you get real-time data about the currents in the North Pacific.
The accidental duck experiment is still providing information today.
They're almost indestructible. I mean, literally 20 years after they hit the ocean, they're still washing up on beaches around the world.
Still enjoy hearing that little like broadcast of the accidental duck project. That they still wash up on beaches and shores even 20 years later. Oh, he's stuck. He's rolling. He's stuck on the slide. He's been freed. Whee. Alright, for real this time, we'll get one more duck, and then I will call it. Because I need to go eat dinner. We did get, I believe this is a pea bank duck. Yeah, it makes like little change noises. That's cute. I'm a little nervous that if it can like break open though. Because I would sort of expect that. Oh no. We got another one stuck. The little ducks seem to get stuck on the slide here a little bit. They're not quite big enough to get over that little threshold between the pool and the slide itself. He's rolling. This poor little duck. It's oddly sort of rolling to the beat of this song. Is there no duck coming to, like, help free him? No. Not particularly. There's no ducks really coming over. Oh, no, there might be. Nothing? Nothing? Oh my god. Oh, there we go. This poor duck went through the spin cycle for a solid, like, minute. Poor little guy. Oh! Oh, the jack-o'-lantern has, like, a little light inside it when it gets dark. That's cute. Oh, that's not how that's supposed to happen. Okay, good to know. The colliding does have a little bit of... They do sort of intersect a little bit. Alright, what's our last duck for the night? I'll get one in a couple minutes here. Oh, apparently your controller works in this. Not sure why. Are straight people allowed to talk and chat or no? Yeah, they are. Everyone's allowed to chat in chat. Yippee! Cryptic, why would you need to ask that? You're not straight. We've already established that you're a boy kisser. Bats. Boys. You see, exactly. How are you, Cryptic? I ate one of your brethren earlier today, I'm sorry. But they were blueberry lemon flavored and they were quite nice. S'mores tarts for me earlier. I haven't had the s'mores one in a while, but I remember not... I don't know, marshmallow flavoring for me, it doesn't hit as well as like just like a regular actual marshmallow. Then I got off the phone with Dom and SO. Had the double chocolate fudge. I do like that one. I also have the cookies and cream in a box, and the Girl Scout coconut cookie one. Cryptic, I have to know why your brethren are so delicious. Oh! Knitted duck. He's just fully knitted. All we eat is pure sugar and watch overly cute anime. As the Pop-Tarts? That's all you guys do? Fascinating. That would explain we're a very slothful race. That does sound quite enticing, yes. It does. This is also really cute, just like little knitted
And in
duck.
Arlington, Virginia, here's one 600 feet high. Radio waves over ocean waves.
I'm coming right back to my place.
Okay, well,
Tonight we are to welcome a man.
unfortunately this is our final duck, as I need to go and eat dinner
Ladies and gentlemen,
and perhaps time travel more in Animal Crossing, because I just got 3 stars on my island. Oh! Leggy D Wolf, thank you for the follow. Why aren't my ducks in a row? They're free range ducks. They get to wander and explore. Actually, it's very stressful to have ducks in a row. They get overly stressed if they have to stay perfectly still. So they do require to be floating. They look very confined. Well, free range doesn't mean that there aren't borders, that there aren't, like, rules and regulations. They have a very large pool that they can go through. Except for the lucky few who get freedom out into the ocean. Yeah, we lost Propeller Duck pretty quickly, and we watched him venture out that way. Not sure if we've lost any others yet. I know fireworks went off on the first night. Not sure if we've lost any others yet. There are a few that have outside of the pool, but not into the ocean, such as this one. You can tell he's very upset. He's covering his little eyes. Looks like my father's duck has also sped off out somewhere. Can you get a dick? That's not for me to decide, sir. You need to ask a PNR holder if you may get one. You may get a duck, yes. Is there a particular duck you would like? The only rule is that it cannot be already named. The most me duck you can find. I think that's about as most you as I can get you. You boy kisser. No. There is one that I think actually does suit you to some degree. This one. I think this is the closest to like an actual Pop-Tart that we can get. I know it's supposed to be a donut, but I think this one actually would fit you. So you're getting that one. Go on the other side the same. That's true. See, there you are. I think that's pretty reminiscent of a Pop-Tart. I've seen some that have like... They used to make a hot fudge sundae one. I haven't seen it in a while, and I don't know if my store just doesn't carry it, or they actually stopped making it. But it had sprinkles on it. It had like a few little sprinkles on it. They also used to make a cookie dough, just like a chocolate chip cookie dough. They stopped making that one for sure, and they changed it with chocolate chip pancake, and that one is infinitely worse. By far, it sucks. I've had it. I was like, ooh, like this is the new one, and then they replaced it with. No, it sucks. That sounds weird. Out of the Pop-Tart flavors, that one sounds weird. The pancake? Okay, yeah, it's not great. It is, yeah, it tastes like a chocolate chip pancake batter-esque that's just kind of not as a pancake. It is definitely kind of a thought process. I don't know, and I don't like it. I don't like it as much. Interestingly, the Girl Scout coconut cookie one that they have right now, that one tastes like the actual chocolate chip cookie dough, despite it not being that flavor. It's not verbatim, but it's closer. But I'm sad they got rid of that. I would like the hot fudge sundae one to come back too, but I haven't seen that one for a while, and I don't know if they discontinued it or again my store just doesn't have it. We got cookies and cream. I finally tried the blueberry lemon one. It's decent. I hope your favorite doesn't come back. Well, my favorite already hasn't come back, so can't really get me there. The blueberry lemon one's kind of like really dry, like extra dry. I think it would be beneficial to toast it, to actually have it be toasted. Wild berry is still my fave. I have a weird thing with like baked fruit. I don't know why, especially with Pop-Tarts. The fruit ones tend to taste really stale to me. Even if it's like the freshest box out of the factory, the freshest package opened, it just tastes really stale to me and I don't like them as much. The blueberry lemon one's okay, and I would definitely only have that like maybe twice a week. But like I'll eat the cookies and cream one daily, usually. The hot fudge sundae one, same thing. The double fudge one, daily, easy. S'mores one, if someone offered it to me, I wouldn't say no. You know? Looking on some of the other flavors, but I know most of them are fruit. Like strawberry, blueberry, raspberry. All the above I don't like. Steak flavored? My understanding is that these are all sweet and not savory flavors for Pop-Tarts. Oh, there's the brown sugar cinnamon one. Don't like that one either. Haven't had the thin mint ones, but I also just don't really like mint chocolate things. Or mint as a whole. I'm just not a fan of. I'm trying to think of the other Pop-Tart flavors. Gravy? I like mint chocolate, but hate white chocolate. It's too sweet. Well, to be fair, there's very little chocolate in white chocolate. It's really just the cocoa fats that they, when you're processing chocolate, that's what white chocolate really is. You're not really getting the actual cocoa. You're getting the like cocoa butter out of it and sugar. Oh. Oh. He's like a real actual duckling. But he's squeaky. Oh, he's so cute. We do have like an actual marlin colored duck somewhere. Oh. Oh, he's so cute. We need to find your parents. I think it's Bus. Where's Bus's current duck? He's down there. Yeah, this one. It's the disguised duck where it was actually a marlin. Something very similar too. I wonder what happens if they unite together. Oh, that would be really cute. Ah! He's so little. He's such a little guy. Okay, I can sit here for hours and watch little ducks happen. I need to go eat. So thank you for joining me. Hope you had a lovely time. Let us go raid somebody. Let's go. Let's go see Picoyin. Because they're playing this patch, which you had brought up earlier. Go say hi. Oh, did I explain that? Sorry, 1 second. Forgot I never turn on Mix It Up. And no one had redeemed anything, and I didn't ever notice. I forgot to turn it on. Oops. Anyway, let's try that again. I'm gonna copy one of those. Just say hi. Oh, no, I don't have that open either, because that one just kills my PC currently. So, not doing that, unfortunately. I will refund you those. But go say hi. We'll be back tomorrow, and we will be playing something Scarlet Hollow, which is another visual novel, sort of like something afoot in the world in this little town. So I will see you then. Stay safe, stay hydrated. Have a good night. Bye bye.